Heath Harris has a reputation for being one of the finest horse trainers in the world, and he has a particular love for working with thoroughbreds in film and TV. From Phar Lap to the Black Stallion to the recent iconic Australian Turf Club promotions with Katelyn Mallyon, the clever things this man can get a thoroughbred to do and enjoy will blow your mind. It's fabulous to be here today and see you working with Mr. Bean. Thoroughbreds you obviously have had a huge passion for right throughout your life, and in particular your working life.
Yes, the thoroughbred basically, you can't beat it. I mean, they are the sharpest, smartest horse in the world bar none, and also the most versatile. You can jump a thoroughbred, you can dressage a thoroughbred, you can 3-day event a thoroughbred, you can play polo on a polo cross, you can do camp draft, you can do all these amazing things. Not many breeds can do that.
You're so well known as being such a wonderful horseman. You understand the horse. Where did that come from? Where did you learn this innate ability to work out how a horse thinks and how to work with it?
School of hard knocks, basically. I mean, just experimenting and fooling around. And when I was a young fellow, my mentor was a man called J.D. Wilton. Great horseman, and I learned a lot from him. But it's a different technique I had to develop for the film business, about getting out of shot and all those sorts of things. So you had to get a horse a lot sharper and more responsive than just doing a circus or live show act. Basically, I started in the renaissance of the film industry, you know. There was no peer here, there was nobody that knew it, and slowly but surely they'd give me a script, can you do that? I'll go, yeah, sure. I'll go home and go, how am I going to do this? Out of necessity, I created my own methods of teaching horses to do the things that we need to do for the film industry. The other thing too, which is very difficult, is that you can't have a one-man horse. It's got to be with the actor or the actress or anything like that. You've got to trust anybody and work with them. That trust is something that it's quite hard to get them to teach them. It's what we call sanctuary training. You sanctuary your horse to the mark. It's called a mark in the business. So it allows me, in terms of the movie business, I can get out of shot. I can put that mark down there. I've run horses up to half a kilometre down to a mark. It's all about getting out of shot, basically. So you sanctuary your horse to that. And like, for instance, when I used to do race horses, like barrier problems with horses, I'd make the barrier their sanctuary. They'll drag you. They can't get in there quick enough.
Danny, that's a thoroughbred if I ever saw one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But now how the heck did he get in there?
I don't know, but I'm going to get that horse.
And thoroughbreds have a really long and kind of storied involvement in film, going back for generations, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, early Hollywood, so many of the horses were thoroughbreds. The hardest thing to do is training the horse to like what he's doing and to be brave and to trust everybody, they're the hardest things to do. Thoroughbreds are a fantastic breed. They really are. They're probably the most versatile breed in the world, without bar none. And yeah, you get different breeds that might be a bit on the dumber side. The thoroughbreds are just so sharp and so watchful and so careful, you know, and that's why I use them in the movie business, right? But there's an art in training a horse for the live show industry and the movie business. Is one, you've got to teach them to like what they're doing, and you've got to teach them to be brave. And it's an extremely difficult thing to do, is teach a horse to be brave under all odds, guns going off, all sorts of things happening, and to like what he's doing becomes a game. All horses have a brave instinct in them. It's called the attack instinct. All horses can, if they want to, attack you and put you down and kill you, and that happens quite a lot, believe it or not. And it's part of that instinct. I train the horse with the instinct that That attack instinct is part of what I use to draw on to train the horse. But also too, in my type of training, you know, you've got to be careful because you will get chewed. You've got to be careful that you don't get hurt.
Push them that bit too
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
One of my favourite movies, Phar Lap, which is just an iconic Australian movie. For a number of reasons, obviously Towering Inferno, the horse, was just so like Phar Lap. Tom Burlinson was magical. Bruce Rowland's score was magical. The piano, everything worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
But tell me about it. It was quite a battle to find a thoroughbred that would play that role.
Yeah. Looked all over Australia, looked everywhere. And I'm driving along, we lived at Nowndock at the time, and I was going to Walker, and there's a place called Branca Plains. And I'm driving along, and there's some horses over in the paddock, and this is one towering over the lot of them. Jesus, it was literally 20k up the road from me the whole time. So I went in and I asked, it was Shirley McMillan, and I said, "What's that horse there?" She said, "Oh, I want to buy him off you." "Oh, it's my daughter's horse." I said, "No, okay, can I get a land of it then?" You know? So anyway, he finished up, we bought him, and we went on with the movie with that, and it finished up basically almost a dead ringer for Phar Lap.
And some of those scenes, I mean, the race, the training scenes, I know there are shots of you actually, you know, when he was doing those fast gallops around that tight sort of sand track, and you know, you're riding him, or you know, training them to gallop in a basically a race field. How do you manage that, and how's that all choreographed? And the other horses must require training too.
All of them. All of them have to be conditioned to tracking vehicles, all sorts of things, you know. So you've got to go through a process of conditioning your race horses. In a race movie, how do you control the field and what you do with it? They can't pull. If they're pulling, their mouths are open, you can see them being held back. You don't want to do that. So I put a really good stop on them. I long rein all the horses, every one of them, so that they get softer and don't pull. Right? You don't race from the beginning to the end. It's all choreographed in pieces, like a fight scene basically. You know, he'll shoot the start. You might do that 10 times. You know? And you've got 2 fields of horses. We had 50 horses on Phar Lap. All your midfield shuffling and all those sorts of things, all choreographed, and all has to be shot. Tracking vehicles, all sorts of things, you know. And the conditioning of the horses, because you can't have them race fit, you've got to have them endurance fit. You might want to run 20 horses up the straight 5 or 6 times and then go back. So you might run 200 metres and pull up, go back and do another 200 metres. But after 4 or 5 times, well, you've got to trade off, get your other 20 horses and do the same thing again. And they're all going to match.
With Abstraction and neck in front, he's going to win the cup. Abstraction got there.
And one of the great stories I do love with horses, thoroughbreds you've worked with, is Abstraction, who was by Grosvenor, formerly trained by Lee Friedman, and he worked with Mickey Rooney on that Black Stallion TV series. Tell us a little bit about him, because you got him in such good shape, he came back and won a Grafton Cup.
Yeah. Much to the disgust of the syndicate at owned him. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's a prime example of a horse of shocking behavioural issues. And we finished up doing the movie with him, 12-year-old kid riding with no saddle bridle on him, and raced him in the movie, did all sorts of things. And I said to the mate, I think he's still racing this horse, I might give him a run. Turned out all right.
There's so much people can always learn about the brain of a horse.
The psychological issues of horses, and especially and thoroughbreds, if there was a more understanding, if people took a bit more time to learn out how they think and what their real instincts are, they're probably a lot better horses. Not only physically fit, but mentally fit. There's an art in getting them mentally fit. There's not a lot of understanding of how a horse really thinks.
And Racing Stripes, that was an American movie, of course, with the zebra in it, but lots and lots of thoroughbreds in there. And there was some animation of getting them to talk, but certainly you had them trained where they didn't need to do as much of the technology as they thought.
We should have got a share of the budget, actually, because it was a $10 million budget, CGI budget, or computer-generated budget, you know. And we finished up, they only spent $3 million because we actually trained all the horses and the animals to do all the movements except for the eyes, lips and ears.
And some of the other iconic movies that you were involved with thoroughbreds, Breaker Morant, Burke and Wills, people would be surprised at how many thoroughbreds were involved in these movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of thoroughbreds in a lot of the movies I did. I don't know how many thoroughbreds I've saved lives of, I think, the industry and the owners and everybody involved with it have got to take a lot more responsibility for what they're doing. The Thoroughbred Sport Horse, I mean, Chrissy and I formed that because of our passion for Thoroughbred,
And Mr. Bean himself, who we saw here this morning, he's only just come out of the paddock, but he hasn't forgotten anything. By more than ready, he had 6 starts, no wins at all. But what a lovely horse he is. A typical more than ready, that lovely sort of black horse. Tell me his story.
We were looking for a horse for the Mountain Snow River live show, and he's like by more than ready, which I've had a number of more than ready horses. They are really super, and they've got great character, they've got great animation, they're fantastic, and they're black, you see.
Mm-hmm. That helps.
Yeah, that helps, yeah. When I first got him, I mean, he was quite a timid horse. The art of teaching a horse to like what he's doing, and the art of teaching a horse to be brave at what he's doing. Horses have got to be brave to the spur, brave to the bit, brave to the whip, and brave to you, but not ignorant with it. I swing the whip up, most horses will they'll run away. No, he'll stay there and he'll rear. That's his cue. They get trained to do that. They love what they're doing.
The Australian Turf Club, the promotion they did only a year or so ago with Katelyn Mallyon in the beautiful dresses and so forth. I mean, that was just stunning. And he didn't mind one little bit, the dress flouncing around and the cameras and the people and everything. He just loved it.
Yeah, they like what they're doing. And they've got to go to a totally strange place and do the job. My horses, they're professionals. They're there to do a job, and they do the job, but they like doing it. No. Wild Stallion.